and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and today we'll be discussing about a very important transit which is happening on 16th of July. So, Sun would be moving to the sign of Cancer. Um, uh, Before starting, I would like to mention that I have provided the timestamps for all the ascendants in the description. So if you want to directly go to your ascendant, you can look at the timestamp and go there. But I would request you to please hear the introduction, because that will help us to understand logically how the planet is going to influence us. Also, I've got a feedback to mention the names of planets in Hindi language too, so I will be doing that. Now, this transit of Sun into Cancer is very important. Why is it important? Because Sun would be receiving two aspects from two malefic planets, right? Two malefic planets aspecting Sun. So Saturn would be aspecting Sun with its seventh aspect, and Ketu would be aspecting the Sun with its ninth aspect. So both are malefic planets, and both are going to impact Sun, to a greater extent. So let us take little time to understand how let us try to understand about each planet and what would be the impact on the Sun, and then we'll start off with how it would be impacting all the ascendants or moon sign. And I generally follow the Vedic system of astrology, so this is purely based on Vedic system. Now, Sun, as we know, Sun is the king of all the planets. It represents father, it represents government, it represents our ego, self-esteem, initiative-taking ability, dynamism, boldness, etc. So, Sun represents many things, but these are some of the main things. Now, Sun in Cancer generally tends to get into emotional mode, right? So it tries to adapt to the emotional quality of Cancer. Uh, it tries to act like mother, because Cancer represents the mother and Sun represents the father. So it's like father playing the role of a mother, and temporarily it also loses its ego and self-esteem. So for two reasons: one, because Cancer is basically a water sign, and Sun is a fire sign. So it's like, when Sun comes into fire, it generally loses its quality of heat, because Sun is a very hot planet. And two, because this sign of Cancer is 12 or 12 places away from Sun's own sign, which is Leo, right? So generally, whenever a planet is placed 12 from its own sign, it generally represents the loss of that particular house. So that is about Sun in Cancer. Now, Saturn is a very old and wise man, and Saturn represents discipline, organized behavior, patience, karma of our past deeds, boundaries, our limitations, hard work, and during Saturn period, things move quite slow, and it's generally frustrating. And Saturn basically shows us the reality, the practicality of the world, right? So many people don't like to get into Saturn Dasha. Now, Ketu again is a headless, or a shadow planet, a headless planet basically, or it is also known as the south node of the moon. And because it is headless, it doesn't like to think. It's a spiritual planet and represents things which you have already attained or achieved in the past, and which will be deprived in the current life. So wherever Ketu is sitting, that particular house, the aspects which the house represents is basically deprived from us, and we are kind of frustrated on that particular front. So Rahu and Ketu both are same. Rahu represents things which we hanker for or aspire for, whereas Ketu represents things which we will not be achieving. And once a person gets frustrated due to not achieving things, because Rahu is like, it's never satisfied, so generally people get frustrated. Then the Ketu aspect comes in. That is when people look at Ketu, and Ketu directs them to towards spirituality. Now, Sun Saturn mutual aspect basically indicates responsibility and duty to fulfill. And to sum it up in one sentence, it is all about responsibility and duty, right? And that is what this transit will be teaching to us, right? And on the other hand, when Ketu is aspecting Sun, here Ketu generally it weakens, Sun, and it further kind of humiliates the Sun, because Sun in Cancer has already lost its self-esteem, and the aspect of Ketu, further humiliates the Sun, which has kind of lost its substance temporarily. Now let us see how it is going to impact each ascendant or each moon sign or Rashi. Now to start with Aries or Mesha Rashi or Mesha Lagna. Now Sun is moving on to your 4th house, and here generally Sun takes the position of a mother. It gets emotional and it is forced to work on the front of home, right? It is like restricting the king in the homely affairs. Though Sun is okay in the sign of Cancer, but it loses its fiery quality, right? Now, Saturn's aspect will force you to take up additional responsibility at home. So you might take up, some repair work at home, or you'll be forced to take the responsibility of your mother, or your mother might get sick, or you might have some differences which you will have to fix during this transit. Now, Taurus or Rishabh Rashi or Rishabh Lagna, Sun is moving to your 3rd house. So, you will feel the responsibility towards your siblings and will be forced to take up things which you are ignoring towards your sibling. You will have to be more organized and disciplined in your communication, else it will lead to a lot of misunderstanding, right? So be careful with journeys. On one hand, you will have to travel short journeys, but on the other hand, the journeys will not be fruitful, or you may have to travel multiple times for the same work. Now, for Gemini or Mithun Rashi or Mithun Lagna, Sun is moving to your 2nd house, right? The house of family, the house of speech, money, and ancestral property. So you will tend to feel little isolated from your family. You will have to take up additional responsibilities and duties towards your family. So you have to be little careful with your speech, because sometimes it might look very illogical due to aspect of Ketu and on the Sun, right? And if there are any disputes with the ancestral property, you will feel things getting more complicated on that front. So also you have to be little careful with your spendings. Now for Cancer ascendant or Karka Rashi or Lagna, Sun is moving into your ascendant or your Lagna, right? So you will experience some health issues due to increase of the body heat or Pitta. You will have to work towards some health issues, and you will also have to work towards improving your overall personality. You may feel little low at times and also lost, but it's just a temporary phase again. You may also have some disagreements with your mother. Your money may be temporarily get stuck in dealings or in the market. But as I said, this is a temporary phase. So this transit is just for a month. So be a little patient. Now, for Leo ascendants or Simha Rashi or Lagna, Sun is moving on to your 12th house. So you will feel a little low in confidence and courage. Be a little careful with your expenditure, because it's going to make you spend a lot of money. This transit will tend to make you more imaginative. You will think a lot during these times. You can experience loss of sleep as well due to overthinking and worry. But this is again a temporary phase. The next transit of Sun is going to be extremely powerful for you. So this is just for a month. So be a little patient, and things will set right again. Now for Virgo or Kanya Rashi or Lagna, Sun is moving on to your 11th house. So Sun does very well in the 11th house. It has good directional strength. During this period, you will be little concerned and confused about your earnings. So due to your earnings, you might feel that you are short of money or earnings. So you might also want to change your job. So this feeling might arise in you, but again, it's a temporary phase. So just hang on for some more time till sun moves away from that house, right? You will have to extend help to your friends and colleagues. Avoid journeys during this time because they can be unfruitful. Your plans may seem to be failing, so just be patient. So patience for some time would help you because it's again a temporary phase. So be little patient and things will fall in place. Now for Libra ascendants or Tula Rashi or Lagna, Sun is moving on to your 10th house. Now in 10th house, Sun has excellent directional strength. Saturn aspecting the Sun might bring additional responsibilities at your work front, right? And this additional responsibilities and duties might be little frustrating for you. At times you may feel your ego and self-esteem bit hurt and it may pull you down. Just chill, it's a temporary phase, it's going to go away. But Sun surely will do something good to you in the 10th house, at your on your work front. Now for Sagittarius ascendant or Dhanu Rashi or Lagna, Sun is moving to your 8th house. This transit will be little hard for you as you will have differences with your mother or maybe concern with her health. So be little careful while driving. You will have to extend help to your in-laws and you might have to take some additional responsibilities or duties toward your towards your in-laws. You may experience health issues temporarily due to changes in the weather, or like they say, you will be under the weather for some time, but it's again a temporary phase. Now for Capricorn or Makar Rashi or Lagna, ascendant is transiting into your 7th house. So in 7th house, Sun not only loses its directional strength, but again, as we discussed, Sun is already weak because it is 12th from its own sign. Now the aspect of Saturn will force you to take up additional responsibilities and duties towards your spouse and business partners. And you may be little concerned about your spouse health. You may have differences with your spouse, difference of opinion. So be little careful, when dealing with your spouse or business partners. You might feel your ego hurt badly, and also self-esteem might be very low. But it's a temporary phase. Sit back and relax. This will also pass away. Now next is Aquarius or Kumbha Rashi or Lagna. For Aquarius ascendant, Sun is moving to 6th house. So Sun generally does good in 6th house, but again the aspect of Saturn and Ketu is kind of troubling the Sun, which is already weak, right? So if you have any court cases, you might feel little setback on that front. Your enemies might seem to overpower you, and your daily routine might be hit very badly. So you can see small issues bothering you at work too. And again, as I said, it's a temporary phase. It would go away in a month. So just relax. Things would again set right again. Now, finally, for Pisces ascendant or Meena Rashi or Lagna, this is happening in the 5th house. So this is going to bring concern about your children and studies of the children. So if you are into share market or if you are into speculative business, you need to stay away at least for a month. You need to be extremely careful while dealing with that because it might hit you very badly on financial front. So students and professionals will have hard time and confusion while choosing or selecting their subjects or particular field in studies. So my suggestion would be park your decision making for some time, and things would get clear as you reach mid of August. So you will have to be very organized and get into details in your respective fields. So guys, these were my thoughts on the transit of Sun, which is getting into Cancer or Karka Rashi and being aspected by Saturn or Shani and Ketu. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. So we'll meet again soon with a new video. Thank you so much for watching.